Welcome to Perspectives El Paso. I'm still Leon Blevins, professor of government at Community College for many years and now working with El Paso Community College Television with this program called Perspectives El Paso. One of my main interests here over 44 years of teaching at Community College has been literacy action, learning how to read better. And I have with me today a special guest, longtime friend and associate of mine, Monica Wong, who is the head librarian at the Northwest campus of El Paso Community College. And we're glad that you're here today.
It's my pleasure.
And my wife Shannon and I, for a 10-year period, did reading programs for Monica and her staff. And we were Santa and Mrs. Claus. And it was wonderful to have those 10 years and sometimes dancing with the kids, leading them a conga line. And we'll try to weave some pictures in from some of those events that we had in the past with your group. Wonderful experiences. Now then, she does not just do Christmas programs. She does programs year-round, and especially strong emphasis on summertime activities. So she has handed me this piece of paper, and it talks about promoting different aspects of the summer program at the Northwest campus of El Paso Community College. Literacy, enjoyment of reading and learning library culture, a lifelong skill, partnership with EPPL Children's Collection. College-going culture in a college campus, career awareness, opportunity to increase STEAM, math, science, and technology skills, appreciation of arts, crafts, and music. Then we have health and wellness, exercise, and sports, due to a partnership with CISD. What is that?
Canutillo
Independent School
District.
High school right next to your campus.
Absolutely.
Then foreign language and sign language, and for many years my wife Shanna worked in the field of deaf education, doing sign language and teaching it. Dedicated, experienced, enthusiastic library staff help children, love to work with children and young adults. It is a 12-year program, and children who participated in the programs, many are now college students who volunteer. Now, when I was gathering these few pictures to weave into this show, my wife looked at some of those where she took some of her Jesus Chapel students over there to do drama for your kids, and she was saying, he's now married. He's now a graduate student in theater at UTEP and things like that. Aren't you running into these things in your own life and experience?
Yes, and we have a lot of children went through our literacy programs, and now they become volunteers. They keep coming back. They love it, and they help out in any which way. And this is one of the best learning lab and that we provide to the community through El Paso Community College at Northwest Library.
Mm-hmm. For a period of time, Helen Bell was one of your assistants there, and Jim Bell taught with me in the community college and the government department for years. We love to come over there and see Helen.
Helen is still working at the library. She is as enthusiastic, positive, and she has a brilliant mind. She always come up with those fantastic ideas, and I can hardly catch up with her.
Another one that I remember was Hernandez. What's her first name? Was it Ana?
Ana Hernandez, she
went to the public library.
Public library, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Well,
we have a fantastic partnership with the El Paso Public Library, and since 2003, that's why we are the only library at El Paso Community College. An academic library provide community events, programs year-round, and it is the only library that utilize the resources of the community college faculty, staff, and the community, and provide a wonderful program to this community. Before I get to
tell us about some of the things that they're reading.
The reading, we have, of course, Star Wars.
Oh my gosh!
And
It's three-dimensional.
We have 5 different reading clubs leading by our experienced.
A pop-up guide.
Yes.
Oh, my
and we
goodness.
have pop-up books for little children. And this is Spanish. We have fantastic Spanish collections for children and bilingual parents. Now, graphic.
What do you mean by graphic?
Shakespeare. We learn. We have the entire Shakespeare collection in graphic and comic and Odyssey.
Oh, the Odyssey is a comic book collection.
And history, U.S. history. That's how our students and children also learn. This is one of the best graphic novel, graphic collections in El Paso. And we also have the largest Lego collections. And
How does that relate to reading? Come on, tell me.
Oh, analytical thinking and the skill that you build that together in a team. So team building skills and creative.
And they have to read instructions.
Yes, and this is one of the most popular books that we have in circulation. We also circulate those Legos.
Now, why wasn't this in the school when I was around 70 years ago?
Well,
Think of the advances we've had in technology and all of this that's available now.
Yes, we have iPads, we have iPad programs, creative videos upload to YouTube, and photography, computer coding for children.
Oh my goodness. Well, now don't you make the point to them, don't get tied to this computer all the time. You need to be doing things.
Yes, yes. The children, they want a balanced program. In the summer, we also have this wonderful sports, exercise. We partner with Canutillo Independent School District, and they lend us the soccer field and tennis court, and we have children and now our students teach those tennis classes and soccer and martial arts, dancing. All those are part of the summer program that stimulate all the sensitivities and intelligence of the children and connect to reading.
Okay. Now, I know that you brought in some outside speakers. My wife and I were not the only outsiders that you had come in and participate. Tell me about some of the people that have come and read to the children or participated with the children. I know you had a very famous woman come, and they even changed the name of the library. Tell us about that.
Mrs. Laura Bush, former First Lady, and actually her mother, Mrs. Jenna Welsh, she grew up in Canutillo.
Wow.
And Mrs. Bush's grandparents owns a lumber yard and a boarding house right on that road when the Dust Bowl happened in the
1930s.
30s. And the people migrate, American people migrate out of the Arkansas, and they just, they went through this and went to California. And that's a must-passing point. And Mrs. Bush used to be riding on the train on her own, 6, 7-year-old, and to the train depot, and her grandparents pick her up and take her to this little yellow brick house in on Donovan and Canutillo, and read her stories. And this is the power of reading. She became then a vivid reader and a librarian.
A librarian.
And teacher. And she is a library supporter, and she loves this library. She came and visited several times, and she did the reading. And those are just fantastic opportunity that this El Paso Community College and the library at the Northwest Campus is now named Jenna Welsh Laura Bush Community Library.
Well, I'm glad we have these collaborative efforts with the public library in El Paso, with Canutillo, and with the community college. Just so great. Have you had any writers here in El Paso that have come out and read some of their own materials?
Oh, yes. We have some local authors, and every year we will have those Spring Arts Festival activity. They would read to the students, and also in the library we will bring busload of students to come for those Read Across America activity. Now this Read Across America and has become a huge event. All 4 school districts, they all brought schoolloads of students to come for that celebration.
I've done many of those as Uncle Sam at schools and at Barnes and Nobles and other places, and it's highlights for me to see the eyes sparkling out there as I'm talking to these kids and being dramatic, or my wife and I dressed as Big Tex and Tex Mom or something and reading to the children. It's just a great experience. What are some of your highlights? Before we do that, let's get a telephone number, and you give us something about your summer schedule.
Yes.
You can't give it all, but tell us when it starts, when it ends, and what are some of these categories you'll be working with. Let's get that out before we do anything else. Website and telephone number.
You can Google and go to Community College website and find Northwest Library summer program. And the program now starts on June 13th. It ends June 23rd with big show and tell. We offer now 69 classes in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock till 5:30, 6 o'clock.
You're going to be a busy woman.
We have hundreds of children registered for classes. Some of them, they really learn the college skill of select classes that they like and time management.
Right, exactly.
And they start from 8 o'clock nonstop. Every hour we have a different class. And some of the kids, some of the children's, they select 20, 23, 27 classes in 2 weeks.
Oh my word. Now Shannon and I just a while ago looking at these pictures, we were pointing out some of these, and I remember one young lady that she said, oh, I want to do this again next year. Can I come back again next year? Haven't you had people say things like that to you?
Yes. We see children grow up in front of us. They keep coming back, and now they're college going, and they come back, and some of those are grandma, grandpas. They volunteer, they come back. Yes.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit about you. We want to know a little bit about you and your background, and Where did you go to college? Where'd you go to high school, college, and things like that? And how did you get into library science?
I was born and raised in Taiwan. I came to United States on teaching assistantship. I taught German in University of Virginia.
Oh my.
Yes.
That's unusual.
1970, and then I went to Kent State, Ohio, Kent State University, right after the shooting.
Yeah, in the Vietnam War era.
The Vietnam War era, and I changed into the library science, fascinated by this is the American Institute, a library system that do not censor any information free flowing, and everybody can access this library. And with the technology, then I became librarian, professional librarian. I first start at Southern West Virginia Community College as the head librarian.
Oh my. That was when we had card catalogs and things like that, right?
And I tried to automate the system, and then I went to Kentucky and I automate their public library system. And then I got, when I came over here, I worked first at UTEP library and was involved with their automation system, clean up and consolidate all the data into one system. And then I got an offer at the largest law firm, Scott Halls, downtown El Paso, over 105 years history, and worked for almost 50 some lawyers, and that was also a boot camp training.
It's hard to organize that many people. They're lawyers.
You do not organize. You get information. You should read their minds and get the information, no matter what. And if they want it now, you get it.
Yeah.
And there's their time is gold.
Well, for some of those, it's life and death issues they're dealing with, or big amounts of money they're dealing with, right?
Yes.
So you got to get it
millions and millions of dollars at stake.
So did you move from there to community college?
Yes. I love the interaction with the students, and I remember there was older woman that came to me. I showed her how to find books, and she came back at Valladolid at that time. She said, "Now I can find those books on my own. I do not need your help." I said, "How fantastic." That was so rewarding.
That was your goal.
I decided to take up I applied for a community college job for 4 times. I finally got this, and I remember Mr. Messenger and Mr. Finger, they were all kind of upset. They said, "You leave the law firm to go to work for a community college?"
That's dedication.
And I have been with the community college for 26 years.
Oh my, good.
And I was the head of the Northwest Campus Library since 1998. I came back from this American Library Fellow librarianship in Israel. I went to the battle zone and trying to set up a computer system that would let the Hebrew speaking communities and the Arabic speaking communities all share their resources, and proposed a $2 million library system. It is incorporated in the Israeli education Department of Education master plan. And I was there when 2 or 3 those suicide bombs.
I remember we were praying for you back here because we were getting word that you were in the area downtown when the bombs were going off.
I was right there. My whole view for the world just changed.
Yeah.
And I came back, I cannot tell you, I kissed the ground. I literally kissed the ground. And those are my trainings in the library field, and I'm still learning. And now I love this community programming, and the library actually, the teaching aspect of library orientation with the new technology, all those, it's changing every day. It's changing, and you have to keep up with it.
Well, we both are believers in lifelong learning. You don't just stop after you get this piece of paper. You're still learning something new all the time.
Every day.
And you're inspired by younger people that are coming, because someday these young people will be replacing us, and they're going to be dealing with the systems that you have helped put in place, for example.
And I have the best bunch of the library staff, librarians. They are all technology savvy, and they are upfront. They love to help, and I learn from them too. So every day, this is a blessing, almost.
Do you have a vision for the next, say, 5 years? Things that you'd like to see you leave a legacy, things that you would like to see done before you retire from your position. You see, I retired last year in August.
I want the young people to continue providing this wonderful library service from the General Welsh Laura Bush Community Library. Despite all the budget difficulties, despite all the politics, continue with this wonderful service to the community.
Well, we know the idea, the concept actually, or the reality, that if you do not tend to something, it will deteriorate. If you don't upgrade your computer systems, your software systems, your professional training of your workers and things, if you don't take care of those things, you just put it in place and let it go, it will deteriorate. And so this is what I'm getting at. You're looking at that vision that you want to keep it going. And so you might even tell them, here's things that I see coming up that we may need to transition to. You know, we've seen transition with visual, audio-visual things, from 8-track players to cassette players to CDs, and now you have the cloud and all of these things. And you have been helping them to keep up with that, and you want to keep that in place.
Absolutely. And I really don't know how to predict the future of the technology. But one thing, technology is just enhancing this basic humanity, the interaction between people. That's one thing technology will never replace.
The difficulty we've had with the students in that aspect is it's developed a short attention span. How do you get them to get into this and not just flip from one thing to the other, the short attention span?
Those are all challenges, and we really have to learn how to really combine the tradition and the future, and give. We have to change, and I hope our younger generation really become well balanced and the best citizen, and contribute to this community.
Oh, I'm glad to have you on this program, and I'm going to do something that I've only done a few times in closing the program. I'm going to dedicate this program. We're going to dedicate it to Joe Old.
Oh.
Your husband, who's gone from us now, meant so much to us in teaching English and helping to run the student newspaper and all of those things. And one that I dedicated the program to was Emil Michael, used to be one of our staff and faculty here and on one of our shows. And we love Joe Old, and we love you, Monica Wong.
We all love
God bless
Joe
you,
Old.
and
Thank you.
whatever
Thank
you do in the future, we know that it's going to be great. And thank you for serving El Paso Community College, serving the community, and being such a wonderful friend to Santa and Mrs. Claus.
We love the Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Okay. So that's the final word for El Paso Community College Perspectives El Paso. This is Monica Wong, one of the landmark ladies of El Paso, in my opinion. And I'm Leon Blevins. Thank you for watching.